Anyways, as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna continue on this little exploration of the Butler Bay Road area. There's the bridge, and here's a little trail right here. We're gonna go up this embankment here. And as you can see, there's more trash in the bushes. We have a little bit higher vantage point. We're right here, but you can see these little trails that run along. In the summertime, these little trails could have rattlesnakes in them. But this time of year I ain't really worried about it. I'm more worried about prickly pears, you know, cacti, trash, maybe some severed limbs. From this scenic spot I'm standing, you can hear the traffic going by on Highway 98, how peaceful it is here and how not so peaceful it is over there. Behind that tree line is the Highway 98. These crab holes are everywhere. I mean, they're in this dry sand, they're in the wet sand. You see there's more trash over there. You see, there's that beam over there in that water. There's a little body of water over there. It seems to be kind of isolated from the rest of the water here. Looks like somebody has been tracking through there to get to it. Let me see if I can kind of get to it. I don't know. Hey, I think I might actually be able to get to it. Yeah, I did get to it. Hey, this is some bonus footage. I wasn't expecting to get over here to where this little isolated pond is. So consider this a bonus. I kind of hate walking on this grass though, but I mean, it's just grass. It will grow. It will grow very well in the summer months. All right, I made it to the actual beam. Look at all these oyster shells. Now these oyster shells aren't your normal oyster shells. These are like coon oysters. I think they're called coon oysters. because they're much smaller. And they go all the way back over there. I'm gonna walk out on this beam here. All right, I'm on the beam, guys. There's like a gray bucket that's been busted laying over there. This water is nasty. Now this is muck. This is muck with a little bit of water in it. It clears out over there. Now I know it's not, but that is like sewage, you know, breakdown. I know it's not, but it looks like it. I'm not very good at walking on tight areas, and this is by no means a thin line, but to me it is. Oh look, there's the coon tracks. See the coon tracks? A raccoon's been walking around here. See, they're everywhere. Little coons are walking around in here. There's a little marsh island in the middle of this isolated pond, and it goes further back that way. And if you look over here, there's a trail from the road. That's actually the road right there. You can walk right down over here to where I'm at. There's a tower over there. There's more trash over there. There's some kind of a crate over there. But I'm quite pleased so far with this little adventure, this portion of our adventure, you know. And we got to access this little isolated pond over here, which I've never been to before. You gotta see some raccoon tracks, which, I mean, raccoon, man, come on. I mean, everybody sees raccoons, they're everywhere. But still, it's quite nice. It's kind of neat how a little island just kind of sits there all by itself. All right, guys, I'm gonna ping this location while I'm here because this is unique. All right, so I just pinged my area here. You can see where I'm at via satellite. I'm gonna cut the camera off. I'm gonna make my way back up to the road, and then when I get back there, I'll check back in with you guys. As I was making my way back to the road, I came across something very interesting. What I found is quite suspicious. Let me show you what I found. If you look here, there's a VHS tape. Look at that. It even has the barnacles on it. Isn't that interesting? A VHS tape? I mean, those haven't been around in years. That's stuff you find back in the 80s and early 90s. I wonder what could be on that VHS tape. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's unreachable because it's been in water, obviously, so it's probably ruined the tape and everything. But that's interesting that I found a VHS tape out here in this, swamp. And that's not all, but look, there's also tracks next to it. I'm actually not going to mess with that. Why don't you pick it up and take it home or throw it away? I'm just going to leave it right where it's at because I don't want to mess with it. for different reasons. Here's a collection of cans that's been down here for a while. Here's the embankment. You see some clothes over here, and there's a bunch of beer bottles over there. You can tell somebody's been down here camping. They're a lot braver than I am, because down here in the swamp in the summertime, it's got to be absolutely horrible with all the mosquitoes and flies. I could imagine staying down here during the summertime. This time of year, not so bad. This area here also has a lot of these bushes with red berries on them. They're everywhere. In fact, I think I see a tarp or a backpack over there. That's a trash bag. Somebody threw a trash bag down here. There's a blanket. There's more beer cans. These are soda cans here. And look, here's pieces of a tent. I'm gonna walk this way a little bit and see what I can find. There's some bottles, a shoe, some kind of, there's a garden hose, more beer bottles, more bottles of different sources. There's like an antifreeze jug. There's more shoes. And there's some material of some sort. More trash. Well, there's a crate that somebody's been sitting on. They've been sitting on there and they've been hanging out during nighttime. And over here they got their stove, or not their stove, but their pan they've been cooking on. And a whole trail of trash. The only thing I haven't seen yet is traces of a fire pit, used condoms, you know, murder weapon. Who knows what down here in this mud. This is what's on the surface. You can see how people come down here and go missing. They come down here and get away from society and they go missing, you know. All kind of stuff down here. All right, made it back to the sand. All right, now whoever's been staying down here, this has probably been going on off and on for a long time. So it's probably not something that's done all the time, but from time to time, people come down here and stay down here or not. But that deer carcass in that container, that's disgusting. I can't believe somebody would leave that here. I'm actually surprised at what I saw today. We were able to find and see a lot more things than I was expecting to. So that I'm appreciative for. I learned some new things about the area. We got adventures places I've never been before. That's pretty cool. But this part one is not over just yet. We're gonna make our way back over here. There's another 360 the area we just came from. All right, we're gonna move forward. Oh, look at the maggots in there. There are literally millions of maggots in that container. It's disgusting. Here's another trail. It goes back to the road. Oh. Now we're back at the broken bridge. All right, we're gonna come up here to this side of the broken bridge here, and we're gonna end our video. We've covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover today in this video, but I'm gonna curl around here and get this little piece left. We got a blue heron in the water over there catching fish. He's still there. Here's a nice view of the broken bridge from this angle. This area right here, a lot of people come down here and camp down here, to sleep down here, or for fun or for whatever reason. Real popular spot for that. And here's where the broken bridge it comes around. There's this little sand peninsula. It comes around here, and it goes down there. Now in the next video, we're going to cover. Actually, my truck's way yonder. We're going to walk this entire little beach area for part 2. We're going to go through this woods as much as we can, see what we can find in there. I'm trying to make these videos too long because my software and my computer doesn't want to process videos longer than 30 minutes. So I have to drop them down to about 24 minutes. This is also where I do a lot of my intro videos at, my fireworks. Here's that nice blue heron. He don't seem to be too worried about me. But here's a big trail that goes back to the road that we looked at earlier in the video. And there's a cropping of trees. And in part 3 and 4, we're going to cross the stream, go over and explore that side of the Butler Bay Road area. Let me go ahead and ping this location while I'm here, and we'll end the video. And we'll see you guys next time.